Turn off desktop.
Oh. Go up. Split screen? Oh, you should have probably loaded. Oh. Which one is it? This one?
YouTube.
Oh, it's YouTube farm? YouTubers. It's gonna get cold, Brian. You need to wear some clothes. You need to wear a blanket, Brian. It's gonna get freezing in here. Are you prepared?
Which wins?
Oh.
Literally.
I get all the money, you get all the work. How's that? That sound like a good deal?
No.
What? I thought that's what it's supposed to be like.
No, it isn't.
You make all the money and then give it to me, and then you do all the work. And then I spend the money. Like, for example, I'll be like the wife and I want to go shopping all the time, but I never use my money. I use your money. Isn't that how it works in reality? No, they spend the money to buy materials like jewelry and fancy dresses and makeup, and the money comes from the guy that works in the coal mine where you die and give us all your money.
What?
That's what happens.
I have no idea what you're saying.
I'll school you. Amethyst? Yeah, the amethyst, like a brown.
No! I'm not letting you borrow anything.
You letting me borrow anything?
I'm not letting you borrow. I'm not. You're not gonna have a single item from me. I'll hold you mine. Why? Hurry up! That isn't a coal mine.
What?
That isn't a coal mine, Dad.
Man, you're rude.
Alright, Mackenzie.
Don't turn on that.
Mackenzie, where you grow up? Where are you from?
I'm from War. I grew up in Johns Ranch, Iowa.
And that's West Virginia?
Yes.
Not too far from here?
Probably about
Turn that off.
2-3 miles.
Oh, you're fantastic. And tell me about your family. You had both your parents growing up as a kid?
Well, my mom and dad divorced. I was at a young age, but I got to see my dad all the time. My mom's still alive. My dad's still alive.
How old are you?
I'm 28.
28. Growing up as a young man in Appalachia, are there many other options other than coal mining?
Well, I've done a number of things. I've been a police officer, an armed security guard at the hospital up here as well. And I also help take care of a mentally disabled child. And I come into mine.
Okay.
family. I mean, you just look out for one another, and who I work for, he's a great guy. You can't beat who you work for. Yeah. And if you got a good boss, you got a good crew, you mind cold.
And it's a dangerous job, but you guys look out for each other.
Absolutely.
Have you seen any kind of things happen on the job that anyone get hurt, or have you been hurt, anything like that?
Brian's favorite stuff.
There's already 72? Where are the others?
Brian, you realize that when you make it big for yourself, I can't. Nobody can see it. Brian wants to see the dumb stuff so badly that he's willing to make it too big and show up on it.
But
It's your favorite stuff.
I didn't really understand it because that was episode 72. I watched all the way to 43 yet.
I know, it's your favorite stuff. Toilet. Right?
Toilet music?
Toilet comedy.
Is this stupid? Where is that?
Why do you like it so much?
Is this stupid?
Why do you like it so
Is he
much?
seriously stupid? It's called Skibbity Toilet Stupid.
Exactly, you like toilet humor. I guess you don't get it. Yeah, I get this one. Right in on top of it.
Have you ever seen a piece of art so distinctive and surreal you think, surely this can't be purely driven by the efforts of one person? And yet, here we are, as the Fuckboom has single-handedly ensured
Skibidi toilet videos have reached not just millions of views, but collectively over 1 billion views thanks to the combination of Source Filmmaker and the adoption of the Skibidi Dom Yes song, aka Dom Dom Yes by Visor Party, remixed with Timbaland's Give It To Me. His edits show a bunch of models poking their heads through various toilets whilst music plays, often at odds with a race of camera people, and that's it. That's the extent of his genius. These videos began only 3 months ago, go for about 10 to 20 seconds, and have consistently reached extremely high view counts extremely quickly. The latest one, Skibidi Toilet 24, has reached 17 million views after only 16 hours of being published. These videos are released almost daily, and fair play to Fuckboom for doing so, considering it's not easy to animate so prolifically. Some of these involve full-scale battles between the toilet and camera people, to the point where the entire story feels like a cinematic universe. It just goes to show that Source Filmmaker is still a powerful driving force when it comes to online popularity, just as classic artists like Anonymous or Sino constantly prove. This is the power of shorts also. An artist can exploit their career infinitely if they find the right formula and have the right skills to do so. Just take a look at Fuckboom's stats on Social Blade. He was already extremely popular thanks to his long-form content, but since his publishing of the first Skibidi video in January, you can see an increase in views that hits the hundreds of millions almost every day, and a view count that goes over 1 billion in 30 days. It's fantastic to see something so ridiculous gain so much attention, and again, I'm proud of Fuckboom for creating something so weird that it has become internationally beloved on a grand scale. There are of course other channels that are uploading these videos in their entirety, also gaining tons of audience attention, but these pale in comparison to the views the original channel is getting. Considering the fact that these have been churned out frequently for the past 3 months, it begs the question, what's next for the Skibidi Toilet videos? Are these going to mutate and change into adaptable memes, or will they be produced at the sole discretion of Fuckboom? Of course, the recent mainstream love of the Skibidi Dom remix has helped perpetuate these videos, as it's true they are wearing their artistic influences on their sleeves from both modern and older areas of meme culture. In short, what we're seeing is a mashup of the classic content one might have seen on YouTube 10 years ago absolutely going supernova, as it's been coupled with a newer trend in the form of a song remix that enjoyed massive popularity on TikTok. What meme would you guys like me to give a lesson in next? Let me know in the comments below.
And remember, like and subscribe.
I don't think he gets it.
If I were to ask you who is the most successful YouTuber right now, who would you say? Maybe Mr. Beast, Mark Rober, Orange Peanut, all good answers, but the actual answer is Skibidi Toilet. Yes, there is a channel called The Fuck Boom with over 30 million subscribers, and every single video gets at least 10 million views, usually upwards of 100 million, and every single video they post goes the exact same way. It looks something like this. So it all involves a form of a guy's head in a toilet, and he goes over and over, skibbity doppity dop, yes, yes, skippity doppity deep, deep, and it's just different variations of that every time. And for some reason, all of these videos do super well, and the channel just continuously expands. It's unbelievable. And you may be thinking, oh, this is just harmless, you know, it's surreal humor, just some sort of strange meme. And on the surface level, that's correct. However, there is a strange phenomenon of 3-year-olds who are constantly there's something about this.
He's done that.
Much like the ABCs in the 90s, every child plays. And it's kind of becoming all and you think I'm crazy for saying that? I have examples because I am gathering right now that is going to be the downfall of society. So let's check it out. There is clearly a sense of mental derangement when he is detached from the Skibidi toilet.
Brian, did you see that, Brian? look at this. The kid has mental problems, and that's kind of like you sometimes. You have to be able to see it to understand it.
You
Ready?
know what my
Yeah, look, but just look at it, man. Look. No, just look at
It's
the
a
video.
beaver.
Just look at the kid. Look, watch, ready?
Let me watch your toilet.
There's clearly a sense of mental derangement when he is detached
I'll play it again because Brian missed it again.
from the skibidi toilet. This is the same, like, we all knew that I...
Let me watch your toilet.
There's clearly a sense of mental derangement when he is detached from the skibidi toilet.
I'll turn on. So the mic's on. So why do you think the
I
kid
wasn't
is
watching.
considered... Brian! You're not allowed to play games anymore.
What?
Because you don't get it. You're not paying
Fine,
attention.
I'll watch this time.
Now, why do they say the kid has mental derangement? Right, that's because he had like a brain damage. Kid suffers from skitty-bitty syndrome. This-
Let me watch your toilet.
There's clearly a sense of mental derangement when he is detached from the skibidi toilet. This is the same, like, we all knew that iPad...
Okay, so what does that mean, Brian?
I was watching, but
You don't get it? And that is why you're not allowed to play games half of the time. Don't you know that? It is mostly because you, well, it's because when you go to school and you're supposed to do things, you cannot function like a normal person. And if you can't realize that you're being crazy, then that's a derangement. That means you're unhitched from reality. You're disconnected from real people. You're a crazy person. You understand? So like if you take, like, let's say you're in school, right? And then they take away the computer from you, or they say you can't play computer anymore. Somebody that's deranged would not be able to let go of the computer. And that's you. That's what you were reported to by the government, by the law, by the officials. You understand? Yeah. And because you couldn't act normal, like, okay, time's up, and you just shut down the thing and go to the next thing, because you can't be a normal person, that is why I have to restrict you from playing games, or even all TV. You understand? And so when he says a deranged syndrome, or when he's got like deranged, that means his brain is wired to be connected to the toilet video, and he can't let go. Like, that is the new reality to him. He can't let it go. You get it? Yeah. And then when normal people grow up, they don't watch that, and so they grow up normal. You get it? Yeah. And that's why you're crazy, because you're watching the Toilet Bowl TV show. That's why you got the derangement syndrome. And that's why the government said that you had the derangement syndrome. It's not just Skibidi Toilet. It's pretty much all and you know why the Sesame Street wasn't so bad, Brian? Even though it was kind of bad. You know why Sesame Street wasn't so bad, Brian? Because it was educational material. And you know why Daddy's so smart? Because instead of instead of watching toilets as a child, guess what I watched as a child? Yeah, Sesame Street, which taught me how to add, subtract. That's why I'm so much smarter than anybody else. Because I learned it as a child. And then my brain, well, it was educated early, and that gave me a good foundation.
For example. So let's continue. So this one's particularly concerning because not only are they seated like they're forced to be there, like they're literally in class, like they're just propped up. Like this is the best posture I've ever seen on a child, and it's for watching Skibidi Toilet. Like they are fully invested, and not only that, but they're repeating it like it's some sort of satanic cult saying. They're just constantly going Skibidi Doppity Dop, yes, yes, and he's doing it like it's the most casual thing ever. It's really frightening to watch, but it continues. This is some sort of YouTube short, and he is just sitting there like the little piece of garbage he is, just constantly allured with the stimulation of, I don't even know, let's check an instant replay here. He's watching some sort of like 2 screens of someone doing unboxing with the Skibidi Toilet music over it. What is happening to society? What is happening to the youth? They're literally being chemically infused with nothing but Skibidi Toilet and YouTube Shorts. I don't know what's happening. So let's keep going. Is it just autism? I don't know what it is because I can't tell if it's all kids or it's just like a certain type of child, like the ADHD, no social skills type of children. But I don't like it. I don't like what I'm seeing. I don't like children that are old enough to speak and form coherent thoughts. Going back, like something's wrong here. Yeah, they could grow out of it, but will they? Time will tell. And we got one more here, just to really put the icing on the cake.
Will they grow out of it? No, Brian. Yeah, have you grown out of Skibidi Toilet yet? No? You're still scarred for life? You'll always be the toilet kid? You understand, Brian, that if you're the one that sings the toilet song, you're the loser? That's cool, that's why if you don't know how to act normal, that's why people get mad.
The dog is as sick of it as I am. As we're seeing here, it's literally just over and over and over every single child across America, and honestly probably across the world. I think some of the reason the channel is so successful is you don't need to speak English to watch that. It's just like some people talk about, like anyone can understand that. But what is happening to you? Back in my day, I'm about to sound really old for a second, we had the ABCs. We had the wheels on the bus go round and round. We don't have the things that we were supposed to do. Because it makes me hard. The Skibidi Toilet is actively taking themselves social distance. Cutting right through that. There's no remorse. It's really concerning to see. So I don't know what we're going to do about this in society, but if you're watching this, I know a lot of people are already. If you have a child, and toilets away from them, this is not good. That's all I got, guys. Thank you all for watching.
Brian, you like him? He said he wants you to subscribe because he wants more money. At least he's honest. You know, all the other YouTubers are liars. He's the first one that's actually honest.
He's probably poor.
Well, we're poor. You think anybody's gonna... That's not gonna make us make money because we can't even meet the threshold to make money.
He did.
No freaking...
up, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video. Today we have an absolutely insane story of a kid who attacks his dad with a BB gun because his dad doesn't let him watch any more Skibidi toilet videos. Yeah, no, this is actually what happened, which honestly makes me lose faith in humanity a little bit, but this story is actually really funny too, so I know you guys will enjoy it. So leave a like on the video right now. If you leave a like on the video, I will actually give you, I know you're not going to believe this because it's too good of an offer, but if you leave a like on the video right now, I will actually give you nothing. Yes, I'm not even joking. Leave a like for nothing. Subscribe to the channel if you're new with post notifications so you never miss a story. With that being said, let's just jump right into it. Anyways, right, so we're going to call a subscriber who submitted this story Grant. So there's a kid in Grant's class who we're going to call Ben. By the way, I use Ben as like the secondary character all the time as a name. This is not the same guy in every single story. Don't actually think that. And so anyways, right, the subscriber submitted this story. We're going to call Grant. And there's this kid, Ben, right? And we're calling this kid Ben. Ben was one of these kids, and I know you've probably noticed this a lot, especially if you've been following my channel. I didn't realize how severe this was, but there's been a crazy outbreak of kids who've contracted what I'm going to call the Skibidi toilet disease. Basically, these kids find like the Skibidi toilet, whatever, which honestly, man, if you like that stuff, I honestly don't care. Like, you can like what you want. But if you're watching it for 25 hours out of the 24 hours of the day, then you might have a problem. Anyways, right, so there's been a whole range of kids who've basically just gone insane by watching this video 10,000 times every 5 seconds, right? And so anyways, right, Ben was kind of a...
What, Brian?
He said he didn't care because when he said 25 out of 24 hours, because most kids usually watch it for that 25 hours, right?
Yes, it was a joke, I get it. I think most people think that kind of joke, right? Except for dumb people that watch Skibidi Toilet. If you watch the toilet thing, most people that watch toilet shows don't get it.
These fighters, they watch it for like, a little bit because what will happen? What's the risk?
Well, I think it's not just Skibidi Toilet, though. It's all YouTube and television in general is bad to watch. But I think the biggest crime about the toilet one is that it's very low IQ. It's like Idiocracy. But you don't know what Idiocracy is. It's basically a universe where everybody is getting dumber and dumber. And that's kind of how America is. The dumb people get the good stuff, and the smart people have to work harder. And it sucks. But that's how it is. That's why people that are stupid are allowed to vote, and they overwhelm. If I was in charge, I wouldn't allow stupid people to vote. Aha! I was just getting my energy.
Same here.
Oh, okay. But if you slept at the same time, I would have left the date. Skip. Anyways, there's like, there's people that do dumb things all the time. And most of those dumb things are done by old people. Did you know that, Brian? Old people do a lot of dumb things. And you can't blame them for doing dumb things. Did you know that old people get scammed a lot? They get their money stolen from them by scammers.
Okay, turn off the mic and turn on the video.
It was a bit of a special case. So anyways, Grant and Ben were really close friends, and they have been close friends for a very long time, which makes this story a little awkward or a little bit uncomfortable, but basically Grant knew that he had to submit the story because it was really interesting and definitely fit the tone of the channel for now. So anyways, yeah, Grant and Ben used to be, or I guess still kind of are. You'll see it's a little complicated towards the end of the story. But they were very close friends for a very long time. So anyways, when they come back into the school year, they didn't really see each other over the summer because Grant was like visiting his grandparents that lived far away. And his parents just didn't really stick in their hometown for the summer. And Ben was in his hometown for basically the entire summer. So they didn't really see each other over the summer.
Basically, the one family was rich and the other family was poor. That's what they'll never point out.
So during that time, Ben's basically spent 12 hours a day inside watching Skibidi Toilet or whatever. It's not good. It's not good, man. You gotta have a life. Is my
The poor family was not only poor but stupid at the same time. They had a mother that would not let the child play outside, and so he was always indoors watching TV, which is very horrible. I do not subscribe to that, Brian. That was your mom. Get it, Brian? Brian, did your mom ever let you go outside and play around with your friends? Yep, there you go.
But she doesn't allow me to go outside.
Does Daddy let you go across the street to your friend's house? Does your mom? See? That's the problem. It's your mom. She won't let you actually get a life. Alright.
Okay, turn on the video and switch the back.
Oh, Brian. The other family went out of the country or out of the state or out of the city. Do you know why they did do that and the other family couldn't? Because they're wealthy. They have a lot of money. You get it? And like one of the things that I play video games for is because I cannot afford to travel and go on vacation. You understand? So if I had a lot of money, I would never play video games. You know why, Brian?
You just go on vacation a lot and you don't go around a lot.
Do you see, Brian? Do you see this house right here? If I had a lot of money, I would buy my house in the forest. Do you see this property right here with the garden? If I had a lot of money, I would buy my own garden. You get it? And have a farm. I would rather plant real life seeds and grow real life plants. Do you understand? I would rather do that than play video games.
This is the closest thing you need to get a better life, right?
Yeah, I cannot afford land, so I cannot afford to grow a garden. I've actually done that a long time ago, but it was illegal against the law, and then people destroyed it because I didn't own the property.
What about when mom said this class? She said the pot, right?
Where at?
That's the tree outside.
Oh yeah, well where is it? Where's it at? What happened to it now? Where's it at now?
She took it down because she didn't have enough money.
Oh, she was too poor? Oh, too poor to farm? Oh, that's too sad.
And she had to do everything
Yeah, see,
to get the money.
if we owned our own land, we could have our own little flower garden in front of the house. You understand?
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be cool?
Yeah.
But you know what? I just don't have enough money for that. I wasn't born rich like all these other people. So that's how it is. You have to make do by, finding an alternate method for, but
Anyways, though, when he comes back, things seem kind of normal at first. Like, Grant and Ben immediately like, hey man, like, how's your summer? What did you do? Blah, 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 that kind of stuff. Grant did notice that when he asked Ben, what did you do over the summer, Ben was noticeably absent from really saying much at all. He's like, oh yeah, I was hanging out, whatever. Instead of actually saying things that he did, but, that wasn't that suspicious or weird at the time. Grant just kind of like remembered that or thinking that. Like, kind of like looking back on it, he realized that he's like, oh, I see. When he said he was like hanging out, he meant hanging out inside in his room watching Skibidi Toilet videos every single day. That was his definition of hanging out. Anyways, though, so yeah, eventually, like about a week into school, so this story actually happened about over a month ago at this point. About a week into school, they decide that the next like weekend they're gonna have a sleepover playdate type thing where Grant is gonna go over to Ben's house. Just because it's been such a long time since they've hang out, and it's like, it's like, hey man, it's been months. Let's just start the school year off on a blast, and it definitely started off on a blast, as you can tell by the by the title of this video. But maybe my definition of blast isn't as positive, right? Maybe it's a blast as blast into the new reality of your friend Ben has actually gone insane because he contracted the Skibidi Toilet disease. That is the blast that we're talking about here. Anyway, so let's jump ahead to the next week, that Friday night. So, or not that Friday night, I should say after school, instead of getting picked up by, or instead of being picked up by Grant's parents, Grant just went with Ben and they were picked up by Ben's parents. And Ben's parents were like, oh, like, Grant, it's been so long since we've seen you. I hope you had a really good summer. Like, we're so excited to have you over tonight. And things honestly were feeling good. Things felt like they were going back to normal and nothing was weird yet. So anyways, they get to the house. And so Grant had brought in his, like, along with his school
say something, Brian. When you go to your friends' houses, you shouldn't talk about stuff like skippy toilets. You know why?
Why?
Because not only does that make you look bad, it makes your parents look bad. You understand? So if you went over to, I don't know, Oliver's house, right, and you're talking about skippy toilet, and Oliver doesn't know anything what you're talking about, the parents, Oliver's parents, would get really angry because they don't allow scumbag in like the worst things allowed in the house. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's kind of like the worst things, like, you know. So if you do that, if you talk about that topic, they'll think that you're a bad influence, and then you'll be banned from ever going to the house, right? Just like all the other people that ban you from going to their house. Okay? You get it? Because it's a bad thing. It's like smoking and drugs and whatever. Anyways.
Backpack, he brought a little overnight bag in his locker or whatever, and they were walking into the house, and that's when, so it was it was Ben's mother that picked them all up, and Grant's father was Ben's father, sorry, I always mix these things up, just deal with it. Anyway, so, Ben's father was in the kitchen, I think he's like sitting on the counter or whatever, maybe preparing the food that they're gonna have that night. Anyways, they come in, and, Ben's dad's like, oh, Grant, like, so great to see you, like, really excited that you're here. And then he kind of turns to Ben, and he's like, hey, Ben, remember the time limit thing we're talking about? And Ben's like, yeah, I know. And that was kind of weird to Grant because Ben's parents had never really set, like, screen time limitations because Ben had always been a fairly outdoorsy kid. Like, Ben had always been the kid who would, like, yeah, he'd play video games or whatever. Like, sure, they play Fortnite together. I don't know what they're doing, right? They play some video games together. He had a phone, right? He was on the internet, like, he would spend time, like, on his devices. However, he wasn't a kid who was literally on his devices 12 hours a day, man. He wasn't that kid who actually had a problem to the point at which his parents had to, like, genuinely come in and, like, fix things. By the way, just because your parents set screen time limitations doesn't mean that you have a problem with screen time. Sometimes parents will just, like, they want to make sure that a problem doesn't happen in the first place. Like, I know I never really had an issue with screen time as a kid, but even I had my limitations. Like, I remember my Wi-Fi literally shut off for me after a certain amount of time, and honestly, I think that could be, I think that's kind of chalked up to pretty good parenting. But also, there's some situations where kids will have, like, screen time limitations because they have a problem, right? So it was a little bit weird because it just, like, never came up before, and Grant didn't think much of it, but obviously with
What that means, Brian, the screen time limitation he's talking about, Brian?
Yeah.
That is, remember, the parental control only gives you a certain amount, hour and a half to play? That's what he's talking about. So because you've been bad and you can't manage your time on video games, I have to put that timer there. If you ever break the rules, then I will have no Nintendo for you for a whole week. And if it's even worse than that, it'll be no Nintendo for a whole month. And if it's worse than that, then I'll have to give away your Nintendo to Uncle Angelo. You get it, Brian? We should give him the PlayStation though, because you never played that. You could give him the PlayStation as a present.
Oh, what?
You still have the box for it. It's in the closet, unless you threw it away. We can put it all back in the box and pretend it's a brand new PlayStation. But it'll be PlayStation 3. Brand new PlayStation 3, still in the brand new box. Hasn't been opened yet.
and I'll just say that it just says it's a limited edition because there's the games already.
Oh, and we have all the original cases for all the games.
Yeah,
all the original.
And it had a limited edition because it came with all the cases.
Yeah. All right.
with future context, he knows exactly why and exactly what the limitation was. Because it actually wasn't an overall limitation on, like, devices in general. I mean, it kind of was, but there was a specific reason why. Anyways, so Ben and Grant, they go up to Ben's room. So they go up to the room and...
Right, I need to get more money.
Cool.
I'm bored. Okay, never mind. We'll keep playing.
It's nothing new. It's the exact same room as last time that Grant was over there. And Grant was like, all right, man, like, what do you want to do? And this is where things go south. This is where things go south really quickly. So basically, Ben lived near this like very big forest type area, whatever. Like he was still in a neighborhood, but like he was in like his house, like the front of his house was like facing towards the street and facing towards the neighbors on the other side. And he had neighbors to the left of him and the right of him, but behind his house was this really big like forest type area. And every single time that Grant would go over to Ben's house, they would always like they'd hang out for a second in his room, but then they'd almost immediately go out to the forest. And I don't know, man, when I was a kid, like, I would do stuff like we'd go out to the forest, we'd build, like, little forts or whatever. Sometimes we'd play imaginary lightsaber fights. Sometimes we'd play, like, imaginary, like, you know, the enemies are there. You gotta, like, hide behind the trees or whatever. You gotta snipe them properly.
Since Brian's mom doesn't let him go outside, Brian would never be allowed to go into the forest. That's pretty sad.
And
that's kind of part of the problem.
There isn't even a forest there behind you.
You can't go outside at all. You can't go around the corner anyway. Your mom's too paranoid. You might get lost in the forest. If there was a forest, your mom would think you'd get lost in the forest, and then you'd never come back.
Like, I had a pretty active imagination as a child, and honestly, like, low-key, I should be getting that back. Like, I should be saying, like, screw adult stuff, I'm gonna go into the woods and seem like a crazy person fighting imaginary, like, battle droids or whatever, because, man, that's just fun. I honestly don't care. Anyways, though, so yeah, Grant's kind of expecting them to do something like that, and Ben's like, dude, you need to see this right now. Like, I've been waiting all summer to show you this. And he whips out his iPad. So Grant's like, oh, is there like a YouTube video or something? And he watches as Ben goes to a playlist that he made. And the playlist has like 50 videos in it. 50 videos! He's like, dude, we have to watch the whole thing. Grant's like, what? So, yeah.
I bet at least 3/4 of it is just skibbity da 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 da.
Basically what's happening is Ben is showing Grant just basically a Skibbity Toilet compilation of all like 50,000 frickin' episodes. So look, here's the thing. I know that there's some people in my comment section that do genuinely like the series and maybe would show their friends. And look, that's fine. I actually don't care if you like it, man. Like, I like stuff as a kid. I like stuff as an adult. Like, stuff that I like. Like, I know that me and my friend, like, we always like watching Star Wars and, like, his sweet, I know his other sweet mates I'm friends with. They're like, bro, Star Wars again, boys. And we're like, yeah, man. It's like, they don't have to like it. It's totally fine. But I'm also not forcing them down, strapping them to a chair and, like, wiring their eyes open, making them watch, like, a 60,000 hour lore compilation of Star Wars, even though I would personally enjoy that very much. Anyways, right, so, yeah, for the next hour, Grant is just bored out of his mind as Ben is sitting there watching this Skibbity Toilet episodes and mumbling to himself. And, like, Ben isn't even, like, paying attention to Grant, man. Like, Ben is not even noticing that Grant is not even watching. Like, Grant is finding more entertainment literally staring at the wall than watching the Skibbity Toilet episodes. So once again, guys, you can like what you want, but I think it's pretty...
That's exactly what Brian does to his friends, but he doesn't realize it. Hey, Brian, do you remember I told you a long time ago, I said, what do your friends like doing for hobby? Remember that? And you never told me. You know why?
Oh,
because you're like Ben, that kid with the Skibbity Toilet thing. You don't understand that nobody is exactly like you. Nobody likes watching toilet shows. So I told you to figure out what they like, so that you be more popular with them. Did you know that if you like, or at least hint that you like the stuff that people like, that they will like you a lot more? Did you know that, Brian? And sometimes I noticed that you're totally unaware of it. Your social skills are completely zero. Like, you don't understand that people are bored of the things that you're talking about. Are you bored, Brian? Bored of me talking to you now?
yeah.
Exactly.
Clear that Grant is not deeply interested in the Skibbity Toilet lore, which I'm not going to say I can totally blame him for that. I'm not going to say that, wow, Grant, you're such a terrible person for not being deeply invested in the skibbity toilet lore. Like, I'm not going to come for his neck for that, you know what I mean? Anyways, so about 2 hours later, they're called down for dinner, and they go down there, kind of like, Grant is, like, exhausted. He came in with all this energy, excited to see his friend, like, oh, he's going to go out and play in the woods or whatever. And they're just watching skibbity toilet videos on his iPad. Anyway, so they sit down, and, Ben's dad was like, oh, so what have you boys been doing? And Ben's like, I was showing him all episodes 1 to 28 of Skibbity Toilet. And Ben's dad kind of looks at Grant and like, Grant, so have you been enjoying that? And Grant's like, yeah, it's interesting. I definitely have never seen anything like it before. So by Grant's obvious lack of enthusiasm and response, I think Ben's dad kind of picked up like, ooh, yes, Grant is obviously not down for this. So Ben's dad is like, hey, Ben, like, you gotta remember the limitation, 2 hours and 30 minutes only of Skibbity Toilet every day, and you guys have been out there for 2 hours, so after a half an hour, I'm gonna come and take the iPad. And Ben is like, wait, but Dad, half an hour isn't long enough to get through all 50 episodes. And Grant's like, praise God, oh my God, this is the greatest moment of my life. Like, Skibbity Toilet's coming to an end. Yes, we Whitneys. Anyways, right, so yeah, Grant is pretty happy about it, but Ben is just like trying to convince him, like, Dad, you need to watch all 50 episodes. How else is he not gonna understand the lore properly? Dad, come on, like, oh my God. And his dad's like, nope, we have very strict rules here, Ben, like, you know how it is. Maybe after 30 minutes when I take your iPad, you guys can go out in the woods and do what you guys used to do. And in Grant's mind, he's like, okay, that's awesome. Like, probably what's going to happen is the dad's going to come up, take the iPad, Ben's going to be mad for a minute, and then we're going to go out and do exactly what we used to do, which is exactly what I came here to do in the first place. So anyways, they go upstairs, and Ben's like, dude, I'm so sorry about my dad. He just doesn't understand it. Like, I can definitely try and, like, sneak in, like, a little bit more, like, time to watch the Skibbity Toilet episode. I don't think we're going to make it to 50. I don't think we're going to watch all the parts, man. And Grant's like, oh no, I'll just watch it in my own free time or something. Like, don't worry about me, bro. Don't worry about me. Not your concern. I will watch it in my own free time, maybe. Anyways, they go back up, and Grant continuously stares at the wall for another 30 minutes because he does not care. And eventually, the dad knocks on the door. And Ben's like, Dad, 10 minutes. And Dad's like, no, like, I actually am up here 5 minutes later than I was going to be. I gave you guys an extra 5 minutes. It's time for me to take the iPad. And Ben's like, dude, no, like, we're at episode 44. We're so close. Dad, you don't understand. He's like, nope, I'm sorry. You have a very strict Skibbity Toilet limit every single day. Because honestly, it is so funny that the parents aren't even having, like, an internet limit. They're not even calling it, like, an iPad limit. They're literally calling it a Skibbity Toilet limit. Like, that's how bad it was over the summer. They just see their son watching this stupid... I'm not going to call it stupid toilet. You guys they were just noticing that he's watching this specific video again and again, and it's just like, they're like, okay, we need to limit this specifically. That's like my parents coming in and giving me a Star Wars limit when I was a kid, which, like, look, maybe I did need one. Just kidding, I had a great childhood. I love Star Wars. Anyways, though, yeah, so, sure enough, the dad comes over and takes the iPad. Ben's like, I'm gonna need that back right now. And Ben's dad's like, no. He's like, Dad, put it on my angry side. Ben's dad's like, no, take this away. If you keep talking back like me, if you keep talking back to me like that, you're only gonna have 30 minutes of Skibbity Toilet time tomorrow. Ben's like, you wouldn't dare. He's like, I would dare. You officially have 30 minutes of Skibbity Toilet time tomorrow. And Ben's like, Ben is just, like, molding. His hair is falling out. He's so mad right now. And Grant is like, who is this kid? Because Grant used to be actually pretty good friends with this kid. And Grant is genuinely just like, who is this kid, bro? What? Real quick, if you made this far into the video, I'd like you to comment toilet down below if you're on YouTube. If you're listening to this on Spotify, just make sure you rate the podcast 5 stars. And yeah, let's get right back to it. Anyways, though, so yeah, they're just kind of sitting in the room, and Ben is literally just sitting on the floor. His fists are like crumpled up into like angry balls, like you know, you ball up your fist, whatever, when you're angry, like the angry Arthur meme, whatever. Yeah, so he's obviously very mad. He's like, I'm getting that back, no matter what happens. Anyway, so this is where the title of the video plays into the story. So yeah, basically, this is so insane. Ben also is like a big fan of like Nerf guns and BB guns and all this type of kind of like toy guns or whatever. But there's a pretty big difference though between Nerf guns and BB guns. Like Nerf guns are fun, and I actually low-key, like I've been like, me and my friends have been thinking about this, like, because you know, a lot of them like live in a bunch of like dorms, a bunch of suites, whatever. We had like a suite wide.
Brian, you know why you'll never have a BB gun? Because your mother will never allow it. You're too immature to have one. You know what that means, Brian? Do you know why? What we're afraid of you doing with that? Huh? You might shoot people with it. And that's kind of like assault. It's a real crime.
Like Nerf gun fights, that would honestly be so fun. Anyways, though, like BB guns, like those actually hurt. Like, yeah, you're not gonna die most likely from a BB gun shot, but that stuff actually stings. Like, it actually leaves marks on you, though. Like, that's like taking it honestly to the next level. So, anyways, like Grant's parents didn't let him have access to BB guns because they didn't like that. They thought Nerf guns were fine, but Ben's parents were fine with it. So Ben literally goes in and grabs one of his BB guns. He's like, don't worry, Grant, we're watching all 50 episodes of Skibidi Toilet if it's the last thing I do. And Grant's like, dude, like, it's not that deep. Like, honestly, please don't do that. Like, like, this is going a little bit too far. Anyways, though, so yeah, Grant watches as Ben goes into his closet, grabs like a BB gun, and goes downstairs. Absolutely insane, by the way. I just want to have a disclaimer. Please do not replicate anything in my stories in general, but specifically this story. Like, you can actually seriously hurt someone with a BB gun, especially if you're not in the proper safety equipment, etc. You already know what I mean. And, like, this is insane. I just want to have that disclaimer out there.
Brian, is he playing the game or is he watching a video of him playing the game? It looks like he's just...
that's just like...
It's like...
He did the video because it doesn't board it because the face talking, that's not good.
I think he played this a long time ago and then he's talking over his gameplay.
No, I think he...
Because, like, how can you think...
I think he viewed that thing first and then...
Yeah, I know, that's what I just said.
And then he played again.
That is what I just said. That's what I just said.
The Queen of Sauce, definitely. The Queen of Sauce.
Hey. I'm just wondering, how did this guy talk so fast while he's focused on jumping? It's because he's not. He's doing one at a time. Man.
Okay, you can do that.
Brian, what's your friend's favorite thing to do?
Which one?
Which one do you know the best?
Okay.
What's his favorite thing to do? You're lying. Does he have a Nintendo or something?
No, he does not.
That... Brian... That cannot possibly... What's his favorite game to play? Your favorite... See, that's how I know you're lying. Brian, you don't know anything about your friend, and that's gonna bite you in the butt one of these days. Because he's gonna ditch you on a split second. He's playing with you what I wanted you to do to him. He's pretending that he likes what you like. You're so dumb, Brian. I can't believe this. It hurts my feelings. It does make sense. He was playing with the other girl. The other guy. He didn't even notice it. No. Remember when we went to Pelicans? And we saw him there? He was playing with the other guy. And they were going there for ice cream. But you didn't even notice it. What does he do other than jumping dash? Because there's no way that he does nothing but jumping dash. Because I know that's a lie. You know why I know it's a lie, Brian? Because he never plays Geometry Dash except when he's with you. So he lied to you so that he could make you think that he likes what you like. Do you understand that, Brian? Or maybe you're just a pro. You made it up. You don't realize this.
Then Biden was so bad by
Well, number one, he's not allowed to come over and play the jump. So you should tell him that. Didn't I tell you? If your friend ever comes over, the number one rule is you're not allowed to play video games or do anything with the TV screen.
Unless I have to do my time.
No, not even that.
Oh.
Not even that. Unless your mom allows you to, which is never gonna happen. And you
No,
know why?
not over here.
Yeah, I know. But do you want to know why? Because the government, the court system, has deemed you a problem when it comes to TV screens. You are deranged, according to the government. Well, what does your friends do that like to do other than play video games? Because to me, it sounds like they're lying to you.
The last thing I did was ride around in the garage.
Was do what in the garage?
Ride around on the I'm going to the mine.
In a tiny garage? That's insane.
Like that alleyway.
Oh, okay. You don't say. Listen, Brian.
I'm at the mines.
I know. Listen, Brian. When you say you like riding a bike, you don't say you like riding a bike in the house. I like riding a bike in the garage. No, you just say I like riding a bike. I like riding a scooter. You understand? But do you want to know what the problem with that is, Brian? Is that's another thing that you like, and the only reason why he likes it is because you like it, and it's so weird. It's whack. Anyways, moving on.
You guys know that this is actually genuinely insane. You should not be doing this. And this is not an endorsement of this. It's just an insane story that I had to tell you guys. Yeah. So Grant is here. Is like Ben going downstairs. He's like, "Give me the iPad. I need to watch Skinny Toilet." And Ben's dad's like, "What are you doing with that BB gun? Like, we gave that to you for you to play with your friends when you're in full, when they're in full costume. You better not use that on me, mister, or you'll be grounded for a week." And, Ben's like, "Give me Skippy Toilet now. I'll count to 3. And obviously Ben's dad's like, you're already, you're gonna be grounded tomorrow. If you do anything now, you're gonna be grounded for a month. So this point keeps escalating, and Ben's like, 1, 2, 3, and then you hear pop, 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 and he shoots like a little BB gun or whatever, and you hear that stings. And Ben's dad, you can hear, stomps over, rips the BB gun out, and you can hear Ben be like, "Just give me the iPad, please, 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 please." Yeah, so about 10 minutes later you can hear muffled, screaming and yelling and whatever, you hear a knock on the door. So Grant, opens the door, and it's Ben's mom. And Ben's mom's like, "Hey, Grant, this is so uncomfortable. I'm so sorry. But it's okay. You can stay here for the night. Is there any way you can call your mom and come pick you up?" Ben is he's in a lot of trouble right now. And, you guys have such a good time together, but he just can't be seeing anyone right now. I'm so sorry for this being put on you. It's so last second. And if you can, it's totally fine if your mom's away or busy or just can't pick you up. You can stay here. That's so fine. It just might be easier and maybe more comfortable for you too. So Grant's like, "Yep, no problems. Give me a phone." So anyways, Ben's mom hands Grant the house phone, calls up the mom. Grant's mom's like, "Hello? Hey, can you come pick me up?" And she's like, "Are you okay?" And Grant's like, "Yes, I'm fine. I didn't do anything wrong. Ben's just in a lot of trouble. I'll tell you about it in the car ride." So anyways, about 30 minutes later, because they don't live that far away, honestly, Grant could have walked. Whatever. Grant's mom pulls up, and Grant kind of leaves the house with his stuff, gets in the car, and Grant's mom's like, "What happened?" Grant's like, maybe drive a little bit farther because I got a story for you, and here it goes. What's up guys, welcome back to a brand new video. Today we got a story
There you go.
Something that nobody asked for.
I just used this car to run over a whole family of children. But all of that could have been avoided if this car was just fitted with an old-fashioned invention that doesn't exist anymore. So today, I'm going to remake this device and test its effectiveness, and then invent something of my own. It'll hopefully allow car owners to keep pedestrians safe, while also not taking away the joy of running them over. Now, looking at the history of vehicles in Australia, more people than ever are choosing to drive American-style pickups.
Sales in June were up 85% to the same period last year. Workers remanufacture around 1,200 trucks a month.
And these cars are bigger, heavier, less fuel efficient, and they're just ruining the flow of roads. And with the marketing surrounding these trucks, pushing the image that they are essential vehicles for a strong, modern, manly man that loves to drive on a dirt road once a year. It's no wonder insecure dickheads keep buying these giant American-style utes. Like me, when I bought this stupid thing. And with even more powerful engines resulting in even longer braking times, it's almost like they are trying to produce death machines, which might actually be their agenda. Because if you buy a big car that's more likely to injure people in small cars, the people in small cars then want to get a bigger car to stop you killing them. And then it turns into an arms race to buy bigger and bigger vehicles, and this cycle continues until everyone is just driving in from Abraham. And the stats on pedestrian vehicle deaths are pretty shocking. If you own a ute like this, you are 80% more likely than any other driver to hit a pedestrian. And when you do hit someone, you are 50% more likely to kill them. But why? And maybe you think it's because they are heavier or faster, or that because the owners are more likely to be wankers. And these are all true, but the biggest factor is actually the grille height. When I run over a family of children in a normal car with a low grille, you typically hit them in the legs and then throw them up onto the bonnet, distributing a lot of the energy. But with cars like this that have a grille height of 1.2 meters, unless I am running over Yao Ming, most people, especially children, are going to take the full impact straight into their vital organs. Also, because you're higher, you can't even see if the child walks in front of your car, which this lady nicely demonstrates by running over 8 children. And this is happening more and more, and people with higher grills are way more likely to run over their own children. So my device is going to have to stop this, and I think these forgotten inventions might just do that. And they were introduced when cars first appeared on the road, when people didn't know how to drive, and pedestrians didn't know how to walk. Kept stepping in front of cars, and they were killed in shocking numbers, almost at a similar level to today. So instead of slowing down, people came up with this thing, which pops out like an umbrella catching a person safely, which seems to work. And there are a couple of versions I've seen. Another has this bumper which pops up so the pedestrian can grab onto it so they don't get flung onto the road, or this one with a net. And that man definitely has a concussion. But I'm going to go with the umbrella version, as that man seemed the least hurt. And that way, when I do hit you, you'll be placed gently inside this soft hammock, and then I can just apologize and drive you to work. Alright, the first thing I need to do is figure out how to get it to pop out quickly. And I don't have a plan, so I'm just going to start welding pieces of metal together and see where I end up. And I've actually had some of you comment on videos when I'm welding, asking if their eyes can get damaged by staring at me welding on camera without a mask. Which is so incredibly stupid, you can't. I'm the only one at risk here. So once that was done, I
we need to go out for a ride.
and now I've got a great way to whack myself in the head. Then I just welded up another one, and then check.
This device he's creating. And go all the way to the station.
Wait, how is he just why is it immediately broken? Oh. What does that smell? Hey, something's leaking. Oh no. What the? Holy sh! Some red stuff's coming out. What, are you gonna drink it? That's the coolant. Okay, wait. Well, I love what you up.
Ruin this trick.
Holy. This is fine. This is fine.
Let's do it.
What's the worst?
Look how much that's hanging down. If that catches, we're...
You're getting impaled.
No, we're not getting impaled. Okay, let's do this.
Well, that's the only thing that's going to break. That's a good omen. That's the only thing that's going to break today.
Yeah, you film forward.
Okay. I'll send you after the fan.
Ready, set.
So what are you doing? I think I got 50 Ks. Well, the thing's immediately broke it. Wait, how did the music just turn
Why is it immediately broken? What does that smell? Can I just...
Lame. Oh, your mom's taking too long. We gotta go. I'm bored. Huh? I'm stretching. Because I'm warming up. You have to ride all the way to McDonald's to get me a McDonald's. No, you ride all the way to Kingsburg Drive and get the thing. The menu. As soon as you're done saving the game.
And watering my flag.
You're about to die. You need help. It's creepy.
That's because I was in the mine. That did open.
What if I had enabled monsters and they killed you? That'd be funny.
At least I feel.
We should have the monsters enabled. That'd make it more entertaining. At least you'd have to watch your back. You can't just sit there. What level did you go to?
11, but I got too low enough that I was getting there.
I'll just let you do all the work, and I'll just keep all the money. How's that?
No, yeah.
I thought that was our plan from the very beginning. You do all the work, I keep all the money.
No. Oh, you do your work. I do my work. Yada yada. Vice versa.
Holy moly, I have full energy. I didn't notice that. What'd you build?
A furnace. And then I just used cool.
What are you gonna make?
Copper bar.
Oh. That's kinda not what I meant, but I was gonna say, what are you gonna make that is useful?
No, the copper bar is useful.
I know, apparently.
It's
You could eat it, you could give it to your chair, and put it on as decoration.
that! I'm saying it's useful for a quest.
Okay, let's go. Video's too long. Tell them to like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe or I'll chop you down. Hold on, hit you in the head with this copper bar and you'll get a concussion.
But no. You'll get a reward, the greatest reward of all time.
Nothing.
Yes, that's it.